Sister Rejoice. I'm here tonight. Just want to talk about a couple of things. And I want to talk about what I think is disrespectful. I'm going to tell you about some of the things I think are disrespectful. And it's going to consist of, what the LBGTQ does that's disrespectful, what the gays and lesbians do that's disrespectful. We're going to get to that. And then we're going to talk about what people do on Nebula that's disrespectful, what people do in real life that's disrespectful. It's just, going to be consist of a lot of things. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment, and enjoy this. Shout outs to SMG. Shout outs to VIP Ministries. Shout outs to my best friend Diamond Dog. But anyway, let's begin. I guess they don't want to talk to probably AFK, but we'll start with the LBGTQ, the gays, the lesbians, the what is it? The gays, lesbians. Okay, I'm gonna say it the right way. Lesbians, gays, transgenders, and bisexual people. Okay, I'm gonna get to all of that first. Then I'll talk about everything else. But what I think is disrespectful when it comes to LGBTQ is how they take God's rainbow and they try to make it theirs. But not only that, I don't know if anybody else have noticed in this world. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but there's some gay people, some lesbian people, some bisexual people, some transgender people. They try to get these straight people to be one of them, and I think that's one of the most disrespectful things. Because how are you gonna be a lesbian, a gay, bisexual, or transgender, and you're trying to get somebody to be that with you? It's like, to me, that's kind of like trying to force your way of life on somebody else. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, I understand that you're gay or you're lesbian or whatever it is you are in the LGBTQ, but that don't mean you have the right to go after straight people and try to turn them into you. I mean, you don't think that's disrespectful? I think it's disrespectful because what does that say about you as a human? What does that say about you as who you are? Because I can tell you, I'm a straight man, and you don't see no straight man or straight woman going after these gay people trying to turn them straight, do you? So why should you go after these straight people and try to make them gay? I'm kind of sick of that. Zoe's back. Uh, somebody's back. Exactly. In the Friends X Fam chat, she's back. Oh, I am. I am. Don't worry. I guess they're gonna get to see it now, and so yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna show you how to spell undefeated. Okay, now when you want to spell undefeated, you do Undefeated. Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, y'all, don't y'all think it's just, you know, disrespectful that LBGTQ be trying to make people be gay or whatever it is like them? Y'all don't think that that's not disrespectful? Because it is disrespectful. People think it's not, but it really is. You can't just be trying to turn people gay or lesbian or whatever it is. You can't try to force them to be like you when they're not like that. That's just trying to force your way of life on somebody else when they're not trying to live how you live. And what most people don't realize is that when you're LGBTQ and you're, gay, lesbian, homosexual, it says in the Bible that them kind of people will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. So when you're that way, you're basically for the world. You're in the world, which means you're for the devil and you're behind him and you're going to hell with him, but you won't inherit the kingdom of heaven. That also means that God doesn't know you. So what I'm saying is that that's disrespectful. All right. Like Doc Fane got it here. This person here, they're actually a guy. They're transgender. I think they tried dating a few people on Nebula. I think one of them was a somebody that was straight. I guess I don't remember, but it's just a prime example. And Peppermint, she's a prime example. You guys know her as Star Wars. But I'm just saying, when you're LGBTQ, don't try to force your way of life on anybody else. Don't try to be that disrespectful. They try to go after somebody that's straight and try to get them to date you, knowing they're not like that. That's just it's weird. hmm So, and that's the thing. I'm just saying, y'all. Try to not be that disrespectful. When somebody say they straight, that means they're not lesbian, they're not gay, they're not bisexual, they're not transgenders, none of that. But also, what I think is disrespectful is that you transgenders, you think that you're real women, and then you say, since I'm a transgender woman, oh, I'm a lesbian. No, that doesn't make you a lesbian. Let me tell you like this here. One thing you gotta realize is that yes, you're transgender, but you gotta realize one thing: you're still a guy. You're a biological male. So there's no way you can call yourself an actual lesbian because you're not a lesbian. You're not a woman, for that matter. So you can't, therefore, call yourself a lesbian. So don't be that disrespectful because that's what's disrespectful. And then you want to call men and women, actual men and actual women, cisgenders. I mean, what does cisgender mean in your head? To me, that word doesn't exist to me. But I guess to you people, I guess to y'all, it might exist because, y'all still God's rainbow. You still everything else. You try to even still people that's straight. I mean, that's not the way to go. But at the same time, what does cisgender mean to y'all? And y'all may think I'm being rude. You may think I'm, you know, discriminating or whatever. I don't really care. But what is cisgender to y'all? Tell me, because I don't understand that word. It doesn't exist to me. I don't care. But I'm just asking a question. What does that word cisgender mean to you? And it's funny how you transgenders actually think that you're real women. That's funny. And not only the women, it's the guys. It's the not even. It's not only the guys being women, but it's the women trying to be guys, trying to go after these straight females and stuff like that. That's another disrespectful thing right there. Because how you gonna try to be a man when man already exists? I'm a man. I'm a real man. And there's other real men around this world. So how are you gonna try to be a man when men already exist? Tell me. And on top of that, these women that's trying to be men, they're trying to work harder than men and everything. Think they bad and everything. Then they want to go and fight a man and this and that. Half of them get slapped up for trying that type of stuff. And then to think about it, and I want y'all to think about this. All right, well, good night, baby. You have a good night. All right. All right, baby. Well, my baby's going to bed, y'all. But anyway, I want y'all to think about this question. I love you too. I want y'all to good night, goodbye. But I want y'all to think about this question right quick. Let's say you sitting down, you talking to a woman, and you see some other woman come up. Might be someone who looks like a dude. Might be an actual woman. Don't matter. It's still a woman. And let's say she says, "Why are you talking to my girl? Why are you by my woman?" Now, you don't think that that would be strange for a woman to say, "Why you by my woman? Why you trying to talk to my woman?" You don't think that's strange for a woman to say that? To me, when I hear a woman say, "Why are you with my woman? Why you trying to talk to my woman?" This and that, it makes me lose brain cells because how are you gonna say, why you talking to my woman? Why you by my woman? Get away from my woman. And you are a woman. How are you gonna say get away from my woman and you are a woman? I don't get that. Help me understand that because that makes me lose brain cells. That's one thing I just don't understand. Now the same for these transgenders that think that they're real women but they're biological dudes. And they say get away from my boyfriend, this and that. I even throw the gays in on the same topic because they're all dudes nonetheless. I mean, it will make them transgender guys gay anyway it goes, dating the guys. But um, I just want you to think about that. It's the same question. Let's say you're a transgender dude or a gay dude, and you say, "Why are you by my man? Why are you trying to talk to my man? Get away from my man. That's my man. This and that." You don't lose brain cells doing that. I mean, think about it. You're a man running behind a man. I mean, you don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I know you don't. But for me, I lose brain cells when I hear stuff like that or when I see it. It's like you're a man running behind a man. I mean, how you gonna be in love with a man? I mean, that's don't make no sense. You can't have kids with a man, and also women, you can't have kids with another woman. I mean, also what I think is disrespectful is that you're raising kids up in these LGBTQ households, like two moms and two dads. Because technically it's two dads when you have a transgender, but he's dating a dude. There's still two dudes. That's still a gay situation. Same for two dudes. How you gonna have technically two dads and two moms? You don't get that. Or if in this case, one's a transgender, but he's trying to say he's a mother, and the other one is just trying to say he's a dad. You don't think that that's bad? Trying to raise a kid up in that kind of household, trying to have a kid, or even trying to adopt a kid. For me myself, I want to say that that's not the route to go. Don't take this any kind of way. If you want to take it any kind of way, you can. In my opinion, when you're LGBTQ, you shouldn't have kids. Don't do that because you don't have nothing that your kid can learn from. Your kid can't learn nothing from you. You have nothing that you can teach them because you're out there in the world. You're doing worldly things. You're on your way to hell as it is. And you shouldn't be trying to teach no kids to be gay or bisexual, whatever it is. You shouldn't be trying to teach them to be an LGBTQ like you, because they shouldn't grow up going down that path. Because if they grow up going down that path, then they're just basically going to hell, and they won't inherit the kingdom of heaven, and they're just going to be out there in the world doing dark deeds, working for the devil, worshiping the devil. They're just going to be out there in the devil's playground, and that's not good. You can't raise kids up in that kind of situation. And I'm going to keep on saying that, and I'm going to stand up on it. And I am not going to let up, because I'm telling you guys the truth. Don't, if you're gay, bisexual, lesbian, transgender, please don't have no kids. Don't raise them up in that kind of predicament. Let other people besides yourself have kids, because you shouldn't have kids in that kind of predicament to where they'll grow up and be gay like you, bisexual, lesbian, transgender. They might even try to be a drag queen. Like, I'm even throwing the drag queens. Don't do that, because your kid might grow up to be that just like you. They may not go and do the opposite. They may not go and find God. They may not go and give their lives to God. They may not go that righteous path. They may go on the same path you're on, which is the path of destruction, the pathway to hell. They may go on that same path with you, and there may be nothing you can do about it, because, for one, you don't care about God. You don't incorporate God into your life. You don't have anything to do with the Bible. So how are you gonna try to teach your kids something when you can't even teach yourself? When you can't even get yourself together and accept your gender for what it truly is, how are you gonna try to raise a family when you can't even accept the one thing, that the gender that you truly are? You can't accept that, but yet you want to raise a family and want them to call you either mom or dad or whatever, and yet you can't accept your own gender. How does that make you look? How would that look to your kid if they grow up in that kind of predicament? I mean, that's a no-no. Now, get it straight. That's all I'm saying. Get it straight. And there's some other things that I think are disrespectful. So here's some other subjects now. These adults that's dating these teenagers. Like, I know in some states it's legal to date a 16 to 17-year-old and, have kids with them and whatnot. But they're still weird and disrespectful, because how are you going to say that, oh yeah, I have a girlfriend, or a boyfriend, but he 16, 17, no. How can you be proud of that? Like, I can safely say you've lost your mind. So if you're somebody and you're watching this video and you're somebody that's probably dating a teenager who's 16, 17, maybe younger, because I know some places in the world you can date at 15. So if you are an adult and you're dating a teenager that's still 15, 16, 17, it's disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should know better because you're an adult. But instead you want to be a bastard and date these kids. Like, how are you going to be that much of a bastard and date a teenager? But you can't go and get yourself an adult. You got to date somebody that's still in high school, that don't know nothing about the world, that don't know what it's like to be in the world, that don't know what it's like to date, that don't know what it's like to get married, that don't know what it's like to have sex, have kids, anything like that, of that nature, but you know that nature and you want to just implement that on the kids that you're dating. Like, what is your problem with that? Tell me, what is the problem? What is the problem? And don't say you have a problem, because you do, and don't try to argue, and don't try to say that, oh yeah, it's legal, so it's fine, mind your business, this and that. Don't try to tell me all of that. I don't want to hear all of that, because you still should know better. And I get, yeah, that it is legal in most places, but at the same time, it should be illegal in them places. And you definitely should be ashamed of yourself. You should feel lower than the ground messing around with some damn kid. But instead, most of you idiots are proud of that, and it's like, why? To me, you just lost your mind, me myself. And honestly, you should definitely go sit yourself down and look in the mirror and think about it, what you're doing. And when you really think about it, you're losing brain cells. Like, and I've seen this cases too many times as well. But also, I've seen other cases that's disrespectful with how these teachers be trying to date and have sex with their students. I've seen this case too many times. It's like, what is your problem? Have you lost your brain cells? Are you that stupid? But you can't just be faithful to your husband and wife. You got to go out there and just sleep with a kid, but you can't just get an adult. You got to sleep with a kid. I mean, what's the problem? Even for 14 to 13 and 12-year-olds, you guys are sleeping with them. I mean, have you lost your mind? But it seems to me that y'all want to go to hell, that y'all want to burn in hell, that y'all want to sit down there with the devil in hell and burn. Because once you're in hell, God can't save you. There's nothing he can do, because the devil owns you once you go to hell. But as long as you're on this earth and you live and breathe and you're walking, you can still give your life to God and be given salvation and another chance. And you can redeem yourself and you can redeem your soul if you give your life to God. He can help you. And you got to be willing to give up the past and the things that you've done. And you got to be willing to change yourself and fix it. And be better. Be stronger. Be wiser. Be a bigger person. Stay out of drama. No more cussing. No more listening to that hip hop, being out there in the street doing all of that craziness. You got to be wanting to get yourself together and give your life to God. I'm going to tell you a story. I know a story of a gay dude who was gay, but he wanted to give his life to God. And when he did that, guess what? He became straight and got himself a wife, an actual woman, and he had kids with her and everything, and now he's doing well. All because he gave his life to God, and now he's not a part of that LGBTQ thing. He's not out there in the world no more. He's not serving the devil, he's serving God, and he will inherit the kingdom of heaven, because he's not what he used to be. He's not homosexual no more. He's not out there living in the world, out there listening to hip hop music and gyrating. Now he's living for the Lord. And I know that story because me and my mom talked about it and we read about it. And also to make a point that anybody can change, no matter if you're LGBTQ, whatever it is. If you give your life to God, I bet you won't be LGBTQ no more. You'll be straight, and you'll want good things in life, and you'll be on that path of righteousness, and you'll be on that path of righteousness, and you'll be on that walk with God, and you'll be doing far better than what you're doing right now. Trust me. And I can tell you safely that LGBTQ thing, it's one whole spirit, and when that spirit gets in you, it gives you the urge to either want a woman or a man. When you're a man, you want a man. When you're a woman, you want a woman. And it gives you that spirit gets inside of you. It's going to make you want to go that route. I only know this because I've seen it in a few people, and I have a couple of nieces that went that route with that spirit inside of them. And I got a niece now that has a girlfriend. And she chose to go that LGBTQ route. And right now, she's not inheriting the kingdom of heaven, but instead, she's on that path to hell. And yeah, everyone is praying for her, and everyone is trying to, get her to see, and get her to see that. And but like I said, people are praying for her, and there we are trying to help her day by day. But so far, she's chosen the wrong path so far. But that's her. That's her life. And the only thing you can do when people choose that one path in life they want to go down, and they know it's not a good path, here's what you do. You have to leave them to their sin, how God left Israel to their sin. And I've said this in one of my other videos, you guys, that God left Israel to their sin, so you got to leave them to theirs. You got to leave these people to theirs. And you got to let them sin until they get tired enough that they want to give their life to God. And when they want to give their life to God, they'll come forward. And they'll fall on their knees and cry before Him. Shout out His name, scream, give Him the praise and glory. And they will be given salvation once they repent, because they say, well, actually the Bible says, every knee shall bow, every tongue must confess. So their knees will bow, and with their tongues they will confess how they have sinned, and they will be saved and given salvation. You can be the evilest man in the world, but once you give your life to God, you'll be the gentlest, sweetest man in the world, and be given salvation. And you'll be crying out to God, and once you give your life to God, He will forget that you ever sinned. He will forget the things you've done. God will forget, but the humans won't. You see, God forgets what we've done, but people won't. People, they won't let you live it down unless they remember when you've done this and that. But God, He will forget, and He won't remind you of it once He forgives you and gives you salvation. But you got to want it, though. You got to want to try God for yourself. You got to want to get your life together. You got to want to do right. You got to want to go down that right path. And also, you got to want to repent. That's all I'm saying. And I want to say that there's one more thing I want to talk to y'all about that I think is disrespectful. Is how most of these kids go unsupervised when they have these games and these phones, and they be cussing and talking all this mess and everything, and their parents don't even care to check it out. And that's another disrespectful thing. Check your kids' stuff out. See what they're doing, because they could be doing things that you don't even know. They can be talking to adults on the game, getting into all kind of mischief cussing. They can be sending pictures. I don't know. So check your kids' phone, because they're disrespectful and you're disrespectful for not checking their phone. But anyway, I won't hold you guys up for much longer. I just wanted to come on here and do this video, but I wasn't really going to do a video tonight, honestly, but I came here and did this, and hopefully whoever watches this video sees and understands where I'm coming from, and hopefully you agree with me. and agree with everything that I'm saying. Some may disagree, yeah, but all I spoke was the facts and I spoke the truth. So you guys be blessed. Have a good night, and those of you who let your knees bow and confess with your tongue that you have sinned, repent unto Him, and you will be saved and given salvation. That's all I say. But I just mainly wanted to talk about what was disrespectful with the world and everything. But just remember, y'all, that you gotta want change in your life. You gotta want to do better. But also, come on, join VIP Ministries, y'all. Come on, join in sometimes and have a great time fellowshipping and talking about the Lord with us and everything like that. So, but you guys have a good night, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. Oh, let me read my comments before I go, because there's someone that was. Let me see. Was not paying attention, guys. I'm sorry. I was busy talking. But anyway, mainly I was just talking tonight, though, y'all. Just trying to let y'all know some things, But I hope y'all understand, and I hope y'all pay attention to what I'm saying, and hopefully y'all agree with me. I mean, I was just talking. That's all I was doing. I wasn't really, preaching nothing tonight. But still, I hope you guys agree with me though on certain things. Oh, why am I standing here? And by the way, how are you, Nicole? How are you? And where have you been? What you been up to? How you doing? Nicole, are you there? I guess you must not be there, y'all. So, Royal Blackout. You guys have a great night.